Alright, what's up, meat beaters and wiener eaters? Welcome back to the Sammy Whammy YouTube channel. I know, it's been a while. Shut up. We're all aware of the whole Sammy Whammy hiatus thing. I take breaks for a very long time for essentially no reason, and that takes a big toll on my channel because my sub count's frozen and I've gotten 0 views in the past week, or several weeks. That brings us to this video's topic, losing interest, and I like to talk about many different things, not just YouTube, because there are a lot of things I feel like I've been losing interest in, and I just want to address that and maybe the psychology and how I should react to those sort of things. Because I know I've been whining way too much about internet stuff lately. I gotta get back on that grind of making actual good videos and cool stuff like that, because I don't think anyone cared about those stupid internet whining videos. My last video got 16 views. That's absolutely microscopic. That is awful. I might even delete that video. I don't like it. Guys, can you give this one views? Who am I kidding? No one gives a shit about the Sammy Whammy YouTube channel. Anyway, if you want to enjoy the video or whatever, be sure to like, subscribe, do whatever the fuck you want. Let's get into the video. Now, when it comes to losing interest, I feel like the main cause of the things that cause me to lose interest is just overwhelming myself with that thing, and then I never want to do the thing anymore. For example, when I was doing this YouTube channel, I used to grind it every single day, and then I just decided to take a break for a little bit, and then that just turned into a month and whatever. And the reason for that was just because I just got tired of doing it, and I ran out of a lot of stuff to talk about. I rode the wave of my channel growing, even though it barely did grow, but I just wanted to keep going and going and going and see how far I could take the channel by uploading every day, because people were like, a few people I talked to, they said shit like, yeah, you're gonna blow up if you keep uploading every day. And then, I mean, if I didn't upload every day, my channel would have less than 165 subs like it does now. Who cares? We gotta talk about more important stuff. And then secondly, this is gonna sound so loserish when I say this, but the reason I participate in a lot of my hobbies and do a lot of stuff I do is because one of my main motivators is trying to keep people proud of me, if that makes any sense. I love it when people look at all my hard work and stuff that I put into different things, and then they say stuff like, yeah, I'm so proud of you. You did so good, and they appreciate all the work and effort and time I put into the things I enjoy. For example, let's say my channel hit, I don't know, 10k subs and I showed it to someone. My number one reaction, or the thing that I'd be expecting the most and the thing that I'd react the most positively to, is when they say stuff like, dude, you deserve this growth, you're so awesome. It sounds really gloaty and very self-centered, especially when your channel's as tiny as mine, and even if I did get big, I feel like it'd be a bit of a lame thing to care so much about, but that is my main goal. And that's also one of the main reasons I put so much effort into schooling, is that's just my number one goal. I want people to be proud of me. If I got a job, I'd want the people I'm getting interviewed by, the people I'm trying to get hired by, I want them to be proud of me and the stuff that I've done and appreciate all the work I've put into my stuff. That would be the most valuable reaction from someone about me. And that would motivate me to keep going and going and going. And hopefully that'll keep me going in a very strong path. Hopefully that'll get people to accept a lot of the stuff that I do, and hopefully that'll continue lead me on a path going forward for a long time, and hopefully I will be continuing to fulfill that sort of stuff and make people more proud of me. The only issue is there isn't many people who have really been doing a whole lot for me. There are a lot of different causes of that. Number one, being in uni and doing it online. There's no one I can really talk to be honest. It's just me talking to professors and teachers and stuff, and just getting all the work done on time. And that is very unfortunate, because I don't really have the sort of people I can show off my academics to. When I was in high school, I used to compete with my friends all the time on tests and stuff, and we'd always whine about who would get higher marks on it than other people, and I'd be like, yeah, I'm going to absolutely crush you. I'm going to get so much of a higher score than you. And then my friend would be like, oh yeah, and then then I would usually get the higher score. That's why I got to graduate a year earlier than he did. I'm goated. I'm a boss. But yeah, I feel like that's the biggest issue that I've got. Another big issue, in my opinion, is the fact that Internet friends aren't really real friends, if that makes any sense. It's very hard to trust someone and put a lot of your effort into random people online you've never even seen in person and probably never will see in person. And especially coming from me, it's not like anyone I really meet online is that valuable of a person. I know some people might be watching this who are people I know, but honestly, realistically, it's not that big of a deal. And realistically, if I ever left the internet or Discord or whatever, that's where met most of my friends, online friends on. I wouldn't really give too much of a shit if I never saw them again, or if they saw me again. I'd be like, oh yeah, that's cool. I haven't seen you in a while, but other than that, it wouldn't be anything too valuable. Every now and like a lot of my online friends, some of my online friends are a lot more valuable than others. Most people I've ever met online are genuinely people who just annoyed me, absolute losers who are nothing like how I am in person, and I took most of my joy out of just, I don't know, destroying them and trolling them. My number one, the number one thing I do on the internet is troll people because I genuinely give zero craps about anyone on the internet who isn't similar enough to me, if that makes sense. I love just trolling people and making them miserable all the time. And there's way too many people who have been so genuinely pissed off by my antics that it's just whatever. But there's probably 5 or 10 people who I regularly talk to who can tolerate me and can put up with me. Maybe I am an annoying person who no one really cares about, but mainly I just don't care. I don't feel when it comes to a lot of Discord friend groups or stuff, and there's usually one person from that group I talk to, and I'm invited by someone to the rest of the group, and the rest of the group identify me or and they're familiar with the stuff I do, and they can laugh at some of my jokes. But realistically, I'm just a background character, if that makes sense. I'm just there, you know. People know me, and people are a little familiar with me, but realistically, I'm just there, just listening to everyone else talk or whatever. And I do feel like a bit of an eavesdropper, like that creepy guy creeping over everywhere, spying on whatever everyone else is saying, and everyone's just doing whatever. Luckily, that's not how I am in real life, but on the internet, no one really cares about Sammy Whammy. Am I? And that is a little sad, but whatever. Who cares? And a lot of my online circle has gradually decreased just because I feel like most people have stopped talking to me and all that sort of stuff. And realistically, it doesn't matter. Why? Because it's the internet. And it's also, more specifically, Discord. Discord's lame and stupid, and a lot of losers use it, and I've talked to many a loser in my time of being on the internet, and to be honest, it's just very disappointing to see a lot of people, and a lot of people on Discord do behave like total losers and jack-offs and a bunch of other whatever insult words. And I just think that's a very unfortunate part of what it's like to be on the internet. It sucks, and it's hard when you identify with a group too much on Discord because it is very easy for that group to be pulled apart and done so badly. For instance, there are many YouTubers who I met on Discord who are pretty successful now. There are 3 people I can think of right now who I met on Discord when their channels were small, very small, and now they have more than 1 million subscribers. And that is ridiculous. And now none of those channels were really my friends, and I don't think any of them would identify as my friend and whatever. We were more like people who talked in group chats and VCs together just because we knew mutuals, if that makes sense. The reason I made 2 of them my friend was just because I was friends with someone who was friends with them, and that's how we got brought together. Then again, it wasn't much of an issue. Jesus Christ. This is what happens when I don't upload in ages. I cannot speak. But the issue with just not being too familiar with people is that it's just not that cool, I guess, if that makes any sense. It's very easy to make you forgettable and very easy to make you a bit of an outcast. And while I do have a good amount of friends in real life I still talk to, even though I do uni online and talk to myself, I do hang out with a lot of friends. from high school, because some of them are still in high school, so I just hang out with them and do a bunch of stuff like that. But when it comes to the internet, I am an absolute outcast, and I'm just kind of resident there. And the reason I made most of my friends is because of connections I made way back in 2019 and 2020, and because of those people, I've managed to meet a lot more new people. They make the connections, and I'm the one invited to the group chat, if that makes any sense. So it is kind of unfortunate, but I need to stop saying that word. I'm very repetitive today. I'm kind of a mess, and that's why I'd like to talk about losing my interest, because I feel like it's made me a lot more, I shouldn't say miserable, but a lot less fulfilling to participate in these hobbies and be on the internet, if that makes any sense. I feel like no one really cares about a lot of stuff, and not to sound selfish, but it just doesn't feel like many people really care about me, if that makes sense. I feel like I'm a very ambitious person with a few things, and whenever I show interest in those things, people usually say, "Oh yeah, we'll get around to that," or "We're down to do that," but they just kind of blow me off in the end, and I just think it's whatever. Not trying to blame everything on everyone else. I feel like I'm the problem, just because I'm so annoying, and it's kind of hard to put up with me sometimes, and I am pretty busy in life and whatever. And I feel like a lot more people just have a lot more internet activities to do than me, just because I usually keep myself talking to a few people every now and then, and even some of my better friends I used to talk to a lot, just I never talk to them anymore, and it's very very sad, and I just kind of don't like that. Now, what is the best course of action for this? Because I don't really know. Because my biggest interest loss is in trying to keep up with my hobbies, but there's no one to make proud of. There's no reason to keep doing those hobbies anymore. I feel like most people I really talk to now is people in real life, which is fine, but there are so many cool connections I made online that no one really cares about anymore, and I can't identify with anyone else on the internet because I'm a very particular person, and I hate the way most people act on the internet. They act like total losers. Not to say I'm not a loser myself, because I totally am for being on the internet and whining about this in a video, but I've been thinking about what the best course of action to respond to this sort of stuff is, because it is hard. I haven't been interested in video games lately. I've lost a lot of interest in music. I've lost a lot of interest in making these stupid YouTube videos, but I need to find a way that I can keep myself happy and find fulfillment from doing this sort of stuff. And I guess the real advice I can give myself to myself, and I guess some of you, is that just keep working, and hopefully in the end it'll work out. Work for the future, don't work for the present. There are a lot of channels I can think of who, I don't know, they were producing some awful videos back in their early days, and it's whatever. And some people even came out with good videos. Nothing happens to their channel for several years, and then all of a sudden they get a boost from some dumb video that they upload, and then the backlog gets all the views. And I think that's pretty cool. But the issue is that it's hard to maintain that motivation when you don't get much return for a little bit, because the way a lot of people treat things is like the law of marginal returns, and even if you don't know what that is, that's basically when you put more effort into something, or more effort or whatever, you'll get less and less and less for each subsequent unit of effort you put in, if that makes sense. Basically, you keep going and going and going, and you'll get less and less and less return each time, and that's just how the internet works. So a lot of channels will put a lot of effort into something. They'll get a big video or a big view boost or something, and then all of a sudden they'll keep making videos at the same rate, and then they'll get less views and less views and less views and less views, which is very unfortunate. But my channel's very small still. I've got a lot more room to grow, and I feel like my niche that I'm trying to fill with these crappy unedited commentary type videos is I've got some room to grow and a room to keep expanding my channel. And I don't want to say this, but maybe my brand, if I'm weird like that, but it's kind of hard to find that. And I think the number one goal is to just keep going, keep moving forward. It's like that movie Meet the Robinsons by Disney, when they do the whole extravagant keep moving forward type of celebration or whatever. It's funny, but I guess it's true. And it's kind of scary how true that is, because so many people just don't move forward because they're scared of, I don't know, losing it all one day just because they put so much effort into something and it's just gone. It reminds you of Nikola Tesla or whatever, and that is some real suckage, to be totally honest with you. And it's hard to keep yourself in a good mindset from that, but I guess that's my advice. Did I say anything in this video? Did I say anything meaningful, or did I just waste a bunch of time? I think it's the latter, but who really cares? I uploaded again. My voice is starting to give out. My voice always gives out after around 15 minutes of whatever. So, I'm just gonna end the video here, and hopefully I'll upload tomorrow. I don't know. It'll be fun. It'll be ridiculous and wacky and goofy. Hope you guys have a good time and whatever. I don't have much to talk about. I've just been moving forward without motivation, if that makes sense. I'm just doing stuff and doing stuff and doing stuff. I continue with the same routine every day, and it just keeps going over and over again. It's whatever. I'm just living with it, but hopefully I can live a little more optimistic about all the work I'm putting into my stuff. I guess that's the main takeaway from this video you can get. That's the main moral. So, whatever. I'm just gonna shut up now, and you can go on with your life if you've somehow watched all the way through. But then again, my viewer retention's ass. But anyway, like, subscribe, enjoy the video, whatever. This has been Sammy Whammy. Peace.